Dear Mr. Vice President, by the time you receive this letter, its contents will have been broadcast in the form of my daily commentary over this station, WTFM Radio, New York. And although it does not come under the FCC fairness doctrine, you have my assurance that any reply you may wish to make will be presented without editing and given equal prominence over these facilities. Last Friday, March 1st, 1968, in an address at Florida State University in Tallahassee, you declared that most of the people who criticize the position of U.S. Marines in Quezon simply don't know very much about the situation. You referred to these critics as experts from the press, radio, and TV, and you got a big laugh, followed by applause, when you quipped, "One thing we don't have any shortage of is experts." Your words as you spoke them, and the laughter and applause were broadcast on my 6 p.m. news, so I don't think there was any danger of slanted reporting. And I'm sure you weren't looking for laughs in connection with anything as serious as the situation of our young men surrounded by numerically superior enemy forces at Quezon. I understand perfectly that the laugh was in response to your good-natured barb at those reporters who regard themselves as experts. But I can tell you this. I do a certain amount of speaking myself at colleges and before various civic and fraternal organizations, and I've never gotten a laugh yet on anything connected with Quezon, the men there, their leaders, or their critics, nor would I wish to. This letter is written to you on a Thursday afternoon. As you know, each Thursday we receive the casualty figures for the preceding week in Vietnam, and it is the unpleasant task of non-expert news broadcasters to pass them on to the public. Today we were told that 542 Americans were killed last week, the second highest toll of the war, and just one short of the record 543 killed in the week of February 11th. In addition, 2,191 Americans were wounded last week alone. The casualty rate has more than doubled since the recent Tet Offensive, and well over 10% of all Americans killed in the entire war have died in the last 4 weeks. How many of them died or were wounded at Quezon is not revealed, but the number must be considerable. Experts or not, do we not have the right to ask what we are gaining at this terrible cost, and what these men are defending? Unless every reporter and analyst is wrong, all these men are defending is themselves, and that because they are surrounded and in a position where they can neither be reinforced nor evacuated, where there's only one metal landing strip, where 3 planes attempting to land have been shot down and almost every incoming plane has at least been hit. Whereas Newsweek magazine put it, all the Marines could do was dig in and wait in impotent rage for the North Vietnamese to launch a ground attack. Not being experts, most Americans also feel a sense of impotent rage at the military strategy of those officers who are experts and allowed 5,000 Marines to be trapped, cut off, and forced to endure a daily rain of artillery shells while the enemy digs ever closer and constantly reduces their strength. If you can supply any cheering facts, even reassuring facts, other than reports of enemy casualties, I and many of my listeners would be deeply grateful. Respectfully, Fred Darwin, WTFM International News, New York.